So Nothing just released the Phone 2A Community Edition, may I add. Released it this morning, 6 a.m., October 30th. Now, I kind of got screwed on this deal, and I think everybody did here in the United States, but especially me. So in the past, they're based in London. For the previous phone launches, they've always been real early morning, 5, 6, 7 a.m. If I go to bed, I can never wake up that early. So what did I do? Well, I did like every other Nothing phone release. I just stayed up all night until 6 a.m., watched the little launch they had on YouTube. Typically, like other phone manufacturers like Samsung, like Google, like Apple, during the launch, they will activate the device for sale on their website during the keynote or their launch event. Nothing's obviously not as big as Samsung, Apple, Google, so they necessarily didn't have a live keynote where they speak in person in front of an audience and have this big ordeal. Nothing is pretty low key, when they do their announcements and release phones. They do a YouTube video, and then during the video, or literally right at the end, or up to 5 minutes before the end of the video, they'll release the phone online, right, on their website. So I stayed up all night and watched the event, and during the event at 6 a.m. my time, I was on their website, refreshing the page. Literally, as soon as it ended, it went live on their website. I attempted to buy it, and it turns out us here in the United States are going to get zero opportunity to purchase this. Now, it gets even worse. Now, Nothing being this a community edition device, they're only making a limited number of devices to screw us here in the US even more. Now, Nothing is very interesting when it comes to this community edition, because I'm a part of the Nothing community, and they basically had a contest who can develop the very best looking alternative look. So technically, phone specs, it's the same phone. So we're not talking about an all new phone with all new upgraded processor, new camera sensors, maybe a little bigger battery, faster charging. No, this is the same phone. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Nothing Phone 2A, probably my favorite phone. It's the absolute best phone you can buy for the money, hands down. I don't even want to hear any other competitors. Now, they do have the CMF Phone 1, right? And that's a very affordable phone at that sales price as well. I think it was $190. I got the CMF Phone 1, $199. I purchased the Nothing Phone 2A, $349 at launch. Now, this is the same phone. What makes it a community edition? Something similar, but not really, like Samsung's FE, right? Or Google Pixel 8A. It's not necessarily like that, because those are watered down devices, meaning they don't have as good as specs as the flagship devices. This was the exact same phone. Now, what made it a community edition is they ran a contest inside their community on their website. Who can design the best looking Nothing Phone 2A? It came down to a few of them, and we all got to vote in the community. And the one I voted for won, and it was released. So it actually has a glow-in-the-dark strip on the back, a couple of strips on the back. And I'll run a video while I'm describing this. But and it does not need battery power to glow in the dark, right? So I thought this was going to be kind of like, it matched up perfectly. A glow in the dark phone, the box glows in the dark too, right? Without any battery power. Now it charges in the light. So kind of like a solar power. You can charge it once you take it in light, it'll recharge. And then once the light, now who knows how long they last, but it looks cool nonetheless, right? So I thought, man, this is really cool. This is a really great idea. I bet there's going to be very high demand. I believe the Nothing Phone 2A is their highest selling phone. I believe. Now, the CMF Phone 1 might outsell it, but that was a few months behind, so I'm sure, I don't know where the numbers are. Nothing doesn't have to release sales numbers, but the 2A, I believe to this date, is the highest selling phone. Very, very popular in India and Southeast Asia. Now, the matchup was perfect. So Halloween is right around the corner, and it's glow in the dark, right? It's kind of spooky, kind of looks cool. So I thought, wow, this would be freaking awesome. I cannot wait. I'm going to get my hands on this. I love Nothing. I love everything about Nothing. I love the direction they're headed. I think Carl Pei has done a wonderful job. Very, very difficult job. Everything is stacked up against you, right? If you start a phone company and you're going to have to go up against Apple, Samsung, Google, these big phone manufacturers, even Oppo outside of the US, very hard to compete against. Xiaomi, very hard. Not popular in the US, but very, very popular outside. He's so far done everything right. Well, I shouldn't say everything, but for the most part. Now, I think they messed up on this one because it's not for sale for people here in the US, including myself. No, now I'm not upset that I stayed up all night and God dang it, why did I stay up all night? Now I'm screwed. I mean, it does suck, but it would have sucked regardless if I had went to bed and woke up to this news. So, and to punch you in the gut even more, they're only selling 1,000 units. So 1,000 phones are going to get made. Now, in the fine print, in the fine detail, I believe they're in only 25 phones can be sold to each country. So that means only 25 lucky people will be able to buy this device per country. And it's invite only. Yes, we have not heard invite only since the OnePlus days. Now, a connection there, maybe because Carl Pei was with OnePlus. If you OnePlus fans, OnePlus users out there, remember, I was one of them. With the OnePlus 1, and I think up to the OnePlus 2, it was the same thing. It was like invite only. Send you an email link to purchase if you want to purchase. And so be it, right? So Nothing has never done that before, and they're doing it with this. So I don't agree with this rollout. Now, am I a little bitter that I can't buy one? Honestly, yeah, a little bit. But just for the big picture, this could have been a huge, huge moneymaker for Nothing. Now, here's my point. Because not only are they relaunching, and again, they're in a weird spot because they're delaying their phone 3. So they can't just go stagnant for a year and not release any phones. They got to push something out and release something. So I think they missed on this release because limiting to only 1,000 devices, limiting to invite only, limiting to only 25 devices per country where they're selling them just doesn't make sense, right? Now, I don't know. Their books aren't. I don't see their books. I don't know. Is there a supply issue? I don't know. Right. But hear me out. If you're a phone company and you're releasing the very same phone, Nothing has a lot of fans like myself that love their products, and that's where their niche is. It's finding fans that absolutely love the brand, love the products, love the direction that they're going in. And that's me. I'll admit it. I love I love all my Nothing phones, right? How many phones and or people do you know that would buy the very same phone again? Not many, I can guarantee you that. So this is the exact same phone, just with a different color scheme on the back. You could not resell me another Pixel 9 Pro XL with some color design on it. I'm not going to do it. This one's good. You're not going to find a S23 Ultra user, right? Or a Z Flip 6 user, which I'm filming on, Z Flip 6. You're not going to find a Z Flip 6 user that's going to go and buy the very same exact phone with just a little color difference on the back. It's not going to happen. So Nothing fans were dying to get their hands on this, including myself. And the build up to this was kind of spoiled, knowing that, and I figured, okay, so they're not going to sell it in the US, because that's what I found out first. I was like, that sucks, but I'll just jump on eBay, right, and buy it third party. And then I find out they're only selling 1,000 units of it. Well, that basically cuts off my chances. Now, I could, and I'm sure I could find one for sale here in a month or so on eBay, maybe another app. I have no idea, but the supply and demand, the demand for that phone is going to be very high because they only made 1,000 of them. So you go from a $350 phone, I guarantee you they're going to be selling for $800. I guarantee you, more than double the price of the phone. And I think nothing missed on a hit here, meaning they missed an opportunity to make a lot of revenue, because there's a lot of people like myself that was willing to pay $350, $400 for the same exact phone. Call me crazy, maybe I am, but that's how much I love the Phone 2a. It's for what it is, right? And again, I made videos comparing the cameras to like even my Pixel and even the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, maybe that's not fair, but I wanted to give users, people out there who don't have the Phone 2a, see how it compares and contrasts with photo quality, video quality, audio, and all that stuff. For $350, it's a no-brainer, right? Of course, it's not as good as the flagships, but I mean, is it close? Maybe. Is it worth paying double or triple that cost for a flagship phone? No, I think people would be satisfied if you know what you're getting into, right? If you buy a $350 phone and you expect $1,200 phone camera quality, you're crazy, right? It's all about expectations, knowing what you get what you pay for. But for $350, you're not going to find a better deal. And I was willing to do that again for the same exact phone. And me missing out on that, or anybody here in the United States missing out on that, it sucks, right? So I think nothing missed a big opportunity, basically to make a lot of money. Because if they produced, and again, we don't have their numbers. I don't know how many regular Phone 2As they made. Let's just say they announced they just hit the 1 million mark, meaning they just sold 1 million devices. Now, I believe that's phones only. I don't think that includes the earbuds. I think that's phones only. So they just passed 1 million. So let's say they have the Phone 1, Phone 2, Phone 2a, Phone 2a Plus. So that's 4 devices. And then, so that's 4 devices selling 1 million phones. So that's what, 250,000 per device. They had a real chance to, I'm not going to say sell another 250,000 units of the Phone 2a, but even if you polled, and again, there's data analysis, analytics people that can figure all this out, but let's say they produce half of those, of the new Nothing Phone 2As with the glow-in-the-dark 2As. Let's say instead of knowing they're probably not going to sell another 250,000 of them, let's say you cut that in half or do 40% of that, say 100,000. Do you think you could sell 100,000 of them? Probably. I'm guessing yes, because they're sold out on their website. At least they are here in the US. Now, we have to buy them on the beta program, but it is what it is. But they're a huge deal in India. They could probably sell 100,000 units alone in India. And they're a big deal in the UK. That's where they're based. Look, is it the end of the world? No. Will I survive? Of course. Does it suck? Sure, a little bit, but it is what it is. Still got the original 2A, so I'm not that bummed out. I just figured this one would be cool, right? So add it to the collection. But I just feel nothing really missed out. I was disappointed to see them limiting. I get it. It's community edition, but this is cool. And this is what I like about Nothing. They do stuff with phones that you don't see anywhere else with any other phone manufacturer. You don't see glow in the dark on Samsung. You don't see glow in the dark on Google. You don't see glyph lights on iPhones. You don't see glyph lights on Pixel phones, right? So, and they're not gimmicks. I actually used it. Countdown, timers, volume levels. So I think they missed an opportunity to make some good revenue for the company. That's all. So I'm just disappointed, and I hope it does not carry on. And I don't think they will. I don't think we're going to see them limiting their phones to X number of units, right? Or I thought we finally got over the hump where they don't sell to the U.S. because with the phone 1, they didn't sell to the U.S. Phone 2, they opened sales to the U.S. in their beta program. And 2A, same thing, beta program, CMF, same thing. So I figured, well, we should be good here on out, and I think we are. I think this is just a special, obviously community edition, special edition phone where it's going to have special limitations on production and customer purchases. So I fully expect the phone 3 to be available and wide open. I fully expect the phone 3A to be available and wide open to everybody, including us here in the US. So a little bit of a bummer today, but look, life goes on, and nothing is on the right path. I just think they underestimated the demand for this product. I think it's a lot higher than everybody initially thought. So those are my thoughts. If you got any questions or comments, if you think I'm dumb, if you think I'm an idiot, or you simply disagree, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.